Section 4 of The Challenge of Waste by Stuart Chase. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recorded by the Progressing America Project. The Challenge of Waste, Section 4. Fuel Control. Take coal, for instance. Mr. Robert Walter LBRY has given us an excellent picture of how the war exposed waste in this basic industry. Footnote: LBRY, The Coming of Coal. Quote, from the high central tower of the Fuel Administration, the people of the United States for the first time caught a fleeting glimpse of the coal industry as a whole, and of the relation it bears to national and international industrial life. When America entered the war, she resembled, with respect to her primary source of mechanical energy, a municipality dependent for its water supply upon 11,000 separate wells, owned and operated primarily in their individual interests by thousands of enterprising individuals, with hundreds of separate systems, jostling in the highways that needed to be kept clear for soldiers and guns, its people bidding against one another, offering fabulous prices for water, yet parched with thirst. With 11,000 coal mines in operation, the engines of the nation were running cold for lack of fuel. End quote. Mr. LBRY should know, for he sat in that high central tower. He goes on to tell how, for the period of the war, the coal industry functioned as a cooperative public service. The Fuel Administration went about its task precisely as an engineer would tackle the job of converting 11,000 wells into a modern system of water supply. It dealt with the coal fields as a single great reservoir. It worked out a budget covering the needs of the essential industries and of the domestic consumer. It made maps and acted on them, charting the coal-producing and coal-consuming territories, divided the nation into zones, eliminated cross-hauling and thus balanced the load between the demands of consumers and the capacity of producers. Where only 552 million tons of bituminous coal had been produced in 1917, the Fuel Administration's budget for the year ending March 1919 called for 624 million tons. By December 21, 1918, actual shipments to Tidewater were 9% ahead of the budget. The Great Lakes program called for 28 million tons of cargo coal. A total of 28,153,000 tons was supplied. Quote, such results were possible only because of complete control of shipments and the full information on which to proceed. It was an amazing and illuminating demonstration of the fact that our greatest national resource could be administered for the benefit of the whole nation. It was no longer a possibility, the thing had been done. End quote. Broadly speaking, however, the United States was only an amateur in the matter of coordinated control, as was to be expected from its late entrance into the war. Sir Leo Chiozza Money, the noted English statistician and economist, has written an exhaustively documented account of how the British Empire coordinated its industrial life as the one method of avoiding defeat and humiliation. Footnote: Chiozza Money, The Triumph of Nationalization. He constructs a telling outline of the whole nation turning from the playthings of stock exchanges, haggling of markets, and competitive advertising, to the stark, underlying realities of producing and delivering food, coal, clothing, ships and munitions, on the principle that a straight line is the shortest distance between 2 points. War, as we shall see, is in itself the quintessence of waste, but the war just past has taught us at least this one important lesson. Given enough incentive, it is possible for human intelligence to rise to the height of organizing and controlling a vast industrial system to a perfectly tangible end. Though the end was death and the vainglory of national honor, men there were, and minds there were, big enough to seize the whole industrial structure, groggy with profit-seeking, and shake it and hammer it into a workable vehicle for producing given things at given places in a given time. Yes, the thing has been done. And the importance of having done it, from the standpoint of the conception of waste, now to be outlined, is indeed great. End of section 4.